Do not go outside like that. If you don't have pants or shoes on, just stay inside. Period. Make that mistake one more time and closing the door. You know the rules. Do you want to keep playing outside? And get pants and get shoes. You know the deal.
We bang your ugly friends too.
That was awesome, Ashton.
There you are. Like, I can't hear you.
You are not going outside without your pants.
Oh, my kid. Me yelling at my kid.
That is the best
That
intro
is
we've ever
great.
had.
My bad. I thought I muted the mic.
No. You know the rules. No
There's our
pants.
mess up for the day. Let's keep it to that.
We'll call it that for sure.
Oh,
All right,
Lord,
everybody,
that was
we're here.
good.
We're here with Dylan from Zenora.
What's up?
What is going on, man?
Nothing
Just
much,
coming
man.
off
Rock
the
and roll.
tour. Yeah. Look
Yeah,
at that.
dude. Just got home.
How long
So-
have you guys been home?
I've been home for a couple days now. Maybe just a little over a week. But right when we came back, I had two like local shows, and then I drove right down to South Carolina to see Skid Row and Buck Cherry, and then the next day I went to North Carolina, and I got back 2 days ago. I've just been seeing the country lately, man. It's my life.
So, Dylan, this was your guys' first cross-country tour that you guys just got done
Yes,
with?
we have never gone on any type of tour ever before, and it's crazy. The first one we did, we drove all the way across the country and all the way back.
So let's talk
Legendary
about
venues, though. It's great.
how'd that go for you guys?
It was very positive, very positive. All the outcomes, and even during it, it was awesome. It was better than I ever could have imagined it. I hear horror stories of bands' first tours, and luckily, thankfully, we had minimal problems. We didn't blow a tire out,
Mhm.
didn't run out of gas. It was great. We had people, like you guys letting us stay at your house, which we're super appreciative of that. Any night we could not stay in a van is like heaven for us.
Bro,
We
I
appreciate that.
saw
Thank you for that.
I saw how tight you
Yeah.
guys were in that van. I don't know how you slept in there.
I don't know. I don't get it. How did you do it?
You got to
Make
do
it
what you got to
work.
do. Yeah, and for the second tour, we didn't bring as much stuff.
I remember you talking to you guys, and you're like, it's kind of like when you roll over, you go like this.
Yeah. Well,
So, yeah, it was tight.
What would you say were your lessons learned?
it was oddly comfortable, and like thank God none of us are claustrophobic.
For sure. Do you have any lessons learned from your tour? Like anything for your future tours that you're like, oh, we need to remember to do this, or remember not to do this?
No Taco Bell before getting.
You don't need a bunch of clothes because there's our laundromats everywhere. I didn't need as much gear as I brought. I didn't need 15 guitar cables. I don't need 15 guitar strings. I brought them just in case, but like I had extra like guitar amps and stuff like that. But we didn't need to use them. But it's always good to have backup because you never know, like that.
Right on.
Yeah.
I want to mention one thing. When you guys were here, I was talking to your drummer, and we were talking about breakfast and how he eats cereal. And I really wanted to have him tell the story while we were live. But to give a brief rundown, he was talking about how he sautés his cereal in milk
What?
while he eats it. So it's the perfect
Not lying.
texture. It was just the way he described it was like the best story we could have ever had him tell on the show tonight. I was like, it's gonna be the most ridiculous thing. We're gonna talk about cereal, but I had to give you the brief.
Yeah, John's actually in New York right now, going to Vermont on a weekender with this band called Remember Jones. They're cool. Like theatrical Broadway music. Cool.
Very cool.
Nice. By the way, thank you for the mugs.
The what?
The mugs. I got Zenora mugs.
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely.
Woo!
Yeah, of course, they're great. I drink coffee out of them every morning.
I was like, this is awesome. Not only did I get one delivery, I got a second one. I was just like, what? These guys.
And Dylan's like, what?
He's like, should have just been one.
Yeah, I could dare it cut out for a second.
It was great. It was great. My wife's like, did you order something? Do you have something else coming? I get home, another Zenora mug. Yes.
It makes your coffee taste better. I don't know. Everybody can have one.
Well, I got a black. You've got to have a black one and you got to have a white one, and I've got both down. So I mean, it made total sense to me.
Yeah, we should get one for every day of the week. Sell like a pack. Yeah, different color for every day of the week.
And I believe for anybody out there, Zenora.com, you can go and pick up any of their merch, including their coffee mugs, shirts, CDs. It's all out there. If I got that correct.
You find all of our tour dates and stuff, ZenoraMusic.com.
Now you guys killed your tour off, and then you went and spent like a week in Nashville. Like, how did your Nashville trip go?
It was awesome. We had how many shows was it? 7 shows over a week and a half. So it was awesome. It was great. We had one show that was in Memphis, and well, if you ever been to Memphis, you know how that went. But it was cool. I would go back there again. The club was awesome. It was called High Tone Cafe. Dude, this club was great. Upstairs there was there was like the main room. They had like comedy night in there, and then there was another like smaller club downstairs. It was awesome. It was great. I loved the venue. I would go back there again. I really would. Really
cool. Yeah, and Nashville and everybody relates it to country music, but it is not just country music. It is music going on now. That is the new LA. I mean, it really is. Everybody
great
is.
Musicianship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Real. It was awesome. Like to see that much talent in one little area. Every single club has got bands in it, and they're all good. Yeah, they're playing like country music and stuff like that, but it was amazing. I don't listen to country music ever. I like Johnny Cash, stuff like that. But I couldn't help myself. I was like, this is amazing. But then you go down these side streets and like little parts of other towns, there's rock clubs. Straight up, we played this one place called Bowie's. It was packed for Native Sons release party. We opened for them at the Whiskey A Go Go on our first run in January, which was awesome. But man, this club, it was rock and roll. It was not country. I love it. We don't have stuff like that in New Jersey. It doesn't exist.
Right on. Yeah, the music scene is just. I haven't been, but I've heard a lot about it up there. We've made it as far as Memphis. Memphis was really cool, like you said. But Nashville, man, I mean, it is the melting pot, and it's not just country, but the competition is huge up there. And if you go out to see a show, you're going to see a show. Yeah, you're going to see a fucking show. So yeah, it's like just like being in LA in the 80s, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of guitar players in Nashville. There's a bunch of drummers and singers, but there's like one bass player. No,
I think like that's that true everywhere.
Big guitar player, drummer, and a lead singer. There's a one bass player that's in all the bands.
Playing reggae.
Now,
right. Does it all.
Following along with your social media over the past couple of weeks, you sat down with Eric for a little while from Wild Street.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh.
I I'm not sure how much I can talk about that, but I can say some stuff because we posted it. I was featured on one of his new songs for his new record, and I was honored to. So his next record has a bunch of artists on it, and I'm honored to have my name and my guitar playing on that. I thank him for that. And if you don't know who Wild Street is, or anybody listening, watching, or whatever you're doing, check them out. They're great. They're right out of New York, and they're going to Europe on a tour. And I'm playing drums with them.
Nice.
I've never been to Europe before, so I'm very excited to do that. Get my passport coming in soon. So,
dude, that's awesome. That's
That's
awesome.
gonna
I
be
knew
awesome.
I knew you guys were kind of filling in a little bit, playing guitar and drums and stuff like that with him. That's really cool. What all do you play?
We all play guitar, bass, drums, keys. Some of us play some, fair instruments like trumpet, tuba, like not tuba. What do they call it? The trombone. The one. With
yeah. Obviously, it's not you that plays that, right?
Yeah,
I gotta
that's
get
really
my-
good.
I gotta get my cheap plug in because Wild Street will be here on Tuesday playing at the Booby Trap.
Yeah, they're with Abby K, right?
What's that?
They're coming with Abby K, right?
Yes.
Ratchet Dolls, yep.
The Ratchet Dolls won't be here. They'll meet up
Okay.
with them in the Texas states, I believe.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're from around there. We played with them at the Dead Horse.
Really cool. Really cool. So I know when you guys stopped by our house, of course, it was early in the tour, and you guys had planned to go all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. And or is that right? Yeah, that's right. The East Coast to the West Coast. And then you had some maybes in the middle on the way back. Did any of that come about on the way,
No,
on the
it
way
didn't
back?
work.
No, didn't work. Okay, cool. And I knew you
too
were
soon,
really
like, honestly-
excited. You were really
Yeah.
excited about that. What was that? Not a ghost town, but an older town in like Arizona or something like that.
Yeah, it's called Bisbee. That place was really cool. Real cool. We wound up going there. The show was weird. There was like 7 people there, but we sold the most merch out of any show on the tour there. So when we were there, one of the people that lived there. So if anybody doesn't know what this town is like, it's kind of like you're watching TV about a show that was made in 1970 about 1950, and you walked through the screen into this town. That's what it was like a blast. There was like 7 people at the show, and we made hundreds of dollars in T-shirts, CD sales. I was like, wow. And the people that lived there were telling me the only people that live in this town are Hollywood movie stars that don't like all the buzz and criminals. I was like, okay, cool. Coolest shops ever. It's all mom and pop stuff. Everything's, made in that town right there. And if you go there, or you're born there, you ain't leaving. That's what everybody I met was like, oh, born and raised in Bisbee. I was like, okay, cool.
That's
awesome.
the name of it. Yeah.
It was really cool. We put this place. I wish I could remember the name of this bread and breakfast we stayed in, but there was a coal mine inside of the lobby. We walked in, and the dude at the front desk was like, "Watch your step." I was the hole in the ground went down like I don't know how many feet it was. I was like, "Did anybody ever fall in there?" And he was like, "Yup." I was like,
yeah, they're still there.
Don't shine a flashlight down there.
There was a bunch of rooms in it.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Can't make that shit up.
It was bizarre. It really was.
Oh Lord.
I'm sure you could look it up, but bed and breakfast, Bisbee, Arizona, coal mine.
Yeah. It's the only thing that's gonna pop up.
Right.
Yeah. I wish somebody slept in me right now.
I started to go blank for a second because I was about to. that story about the coal mine, I was just like, wait, what? What I was going to lead into was some people just can't catch a break, because I thought Randy might play a little tune.
That was pretty slick. How about a little bit of music?
That's cool.
All right.
Hopefully, I'll actually mute myself this time.
All right.
Rolling out wild now, peeking down the street, word up with the top down, rocking to the beat. Girl's got rhythm, she's causing a scene like a tricked out V8 mean machine. It's too late to hit the ride, baby. It's too late for compromise. When the lights go down and the curtains rise, the only choice I got is showtime, showtime. I call your name, but no one answers. It's all in vain, despite my efforts. Can't seem to catch a break.
I saw a lefty.
I saw Lefty, huh?
I'm just gonna say that right now. I saw a lefty up there. That's awesome.
Two of them.
Wow.
Yeah. It's actually like how we like became friends. We were in music school when we were kids, and it's an awesome program called Rock University out of Turnersville, New Jersey. It's a store called Old Town Music, and it's great. It gives kids a platform to see what being in the band's like and play songs with different people. It's awesome. But anyway, I was in this class when I was like 8 years old, and a couple years go by. I'm like 13 now. There's this other kid sitting there with a left-handed guitar. I was like, wait a minute, other people play guitar like this? I walked up to him and I was like, what's up, man? I'm Dylan. He was like, yo, what's up, dude? I'm Nick. We were like friends ever since then.
We need to start a band.
Hey,
Well,
as a lefty, we stick together.
Yeah, I was in a band called Scarlet Sunrise with John, our drummer, and our buddy Caesar. And Nick was in a band with his brother Dan called War Machine. And we used to play shows together, but we weren't rivals, but you know, we were like, we're not gonna be in a band. I'm in this band, you're in that band, and that's that, you know. And then as the years went on, flash forward to like 2017, we were just like both kind of like at a standstill with our bands. We were like, no, we should be in a band together. And the first time all four of us ever played together as a group, we weren't a band, but this was like kind of the day we started the band. We were at the Metallica concert in Philadelphia at the Eagles Stadium, Lincoln Financial Field. And Avenged Sevenfold was supposed to open for them, but their guitar player's wife had a kid, so they canceled. So we decided we rolled up in this Eagles bus that Nick's grandparents have. It's awesome. It's on the news like all the time. And we brought all the gear with us and a generator, and we all just so happened to be at the concert, and we played in the parking lot. A bunch of Metallica songs.
Hell yeah.
And
That sounds
that's the way you do it.
And then we just started having practice. We started jamming together. We called ourselves Pyramid at the time. And then we got a message from this guy who was in a band called Pyramid in the 90s. And he was like, yeah, Sony owns the right to that name. So just warning you. And we were like, oh, okay. Then we looked up online, like bands called Pyramid, and there's like 500 of them. We were like, damn.
That's really cool, because I met a really cool band that we had on the show probably years and years ago. We went to I can't remember what it was, one of the big festivals, and I think it was in Kansas City, and one of the bands just set up outside the gates and did the exact same thing. I'm like, you guys are really good, man, really good. So and got their name. Yeah, I mean, you're putting yourself out in front of people that like music anyway. I mean, they're all there for a good time. I mean, shit, that's a perfect place to be.
We knew we weren't going to get shut down. It's Philadelphia. They let anything happen there.
True. Very true.
So I want to tell you guys, I got a chance to see these guys perform live, and I know that you guys hadn't had that chance yet.
Right.
When they first hit the stage, it's like they're all different people. Like they were all nice and chill and all calm and quiet. in the house, like just kicking it and sleeping, and I hit the stage. It was like this switch flipped, and it reminded me, like there's a little bit that reminded me of like the guys from Nasty Habit, like back in the day.
Yeah.
The first time I saw them, as soon as it starts, it's like, oh, this is a rock show. This is what's happening.
Right.
It was like the first few notes, and as soon as Dylan takes off on vocals, I was like, yeah, this is right. This is absolutely right. So when you guys get that chance, you get to feel that feeling too. I just got the goosebumps. Just happened.
Yeah. Way to go, Dylan. You did it.
Put that one in the books. I just want to mention though, that club we played in Kansas, that was my favorite place we played at on the entire first run. That was packed. There was this town, and like every place was shut down. There was just like, it was all foggy out. There was like this yellow light in the distance. And we roll up, and it's the Booby Trap, and it's packed in that place. There was so many people in there. It was great. There were people in there that were wearing my shirt before I got there. Like that's crazy. You know, that I'd never been to Kansas before. It happened a bunch of times on the run. You know, people were like waiting to see us. It was crazy, but that's something about that venue. It was like it reminded me so much of home. Like the stage was barely being held up by milk crates. You know, like it was awesome. Loved it. Over the wall. You know, it's great. Somebody breaks a beer bottle and stays there all night. You know what I mean? Like it's awesome. I love it. It's so awesome. And the energy in that place. You know, I didn't feel that. And I felt it a couple times on the tour because everybody was so involved with the band that was playing and cared about what was going on. It's awesome. There's like, you don't see that a lot. Unless it's like, you know, in Jersey, it's like, there's a music scene, but it's mostly cover bands. Mm-hmm. And there's energy there because everybody loves Bon Jovi because they're from New Jersey, you know what I mean? But this place, we didn't play one cover song. And everybody was like, all about it. I loved it. I would go back there in a heartbeat.
We would have you back in a heartbeat too.
Awesome.
So speaking of, have you guys discussed any future plans, albums, tours, anything going on?
We've been in the process of making a new album for the past, I'd say, it's a little bit before we recorded the last one, but I want to get the most amount of lifetime out of this last album. So we probably won't see another album for another 2 years or so. But we are planning another tour coming up this summer, late summer, early spring. Early fall, and we're gonna do an East Coast run, like Maine to Florida, but maybe not all at once. Maybe little regional aspects. You know, like 500-mile here for 2-3 weeks, and then over here, and then over here. You know, just kind of get the most out of places that we're going, because when we went across the country, we had to move fast. We had gigs, here, and then we got to drive 600 miles to be there the next day, and you don't get to let your energy sit in a town and let it come out onto the people, So that's one thing I want to do a little differently. Instead of moving so quick, stay for a little bit.
Right on. See,
more connected.
That's like another lesson learned there from your tour of things you want to do differently. That's awesome.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. And when you see bands go on tour, they're in a different city every night. So we're like, oh, this is normal.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that you guys would like to link up with and tour with? Not, they didn't have to be huge. I mean, you can throw your bucket list out there if you're like, oh, I'd love to do a tour for these guys, but Buck Cherry. Yep,
it's reasonable.
Yeah,
that's why I say that.
Yeah, no, that's a good choice.
They're one of my favorite bands. I've just seen them last weekend twice. I've seen them 11 times. I've met them. Got all the signatures. So the first concert I ever went to, I was 8 years old, and I went to go see Kiss. And it was called the Wachovia Center in Philadelphia. I think it's called the Wells Fargo Center now. And this band comes on stage. I'm yanking on my dad's t-shirt. I'm like, who are these posers? This ain't Kiss.
Who are
going to
these
see
posers?
Kiss? And he looked down at me and said, shut up and listen. And ever since then, I've been a Buck Cherry fan. So serious.
Speaking of, you said you just went and saw.
They have this energy about them, and I relate to their music. I really do. It's just as a human. It's crazy to meet them.
So you said you just saw Skid Row and Buck Cherry. What do you think of the new singer, Skid Row?
He's amazing. He's
Something
amazing.
else.
His energy is awesome. He hits the notes, and he's got the power. You know, Sebastian Bach is not an easy, singer to replicate, reproduce that sound, and this guy kills it. And I'm not one for hyping up, bands, new singers and stuff like that. Yeah, it was awesome.
I totally agree. And he does it effortlessly. I mean, even after I've seen him where he's been on stage for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, all out of breath and, winding down, and he's still powerful. It's like, what? Look at this guy. And doing it night after night after night after night. That's a professional.
Mm-hmm. And he just beat cancer.
Yeah.
He's doing it just like after that. I didn't know that until I read an article about it. I was like, well, I didn't know that. 3 years ago, from 3 years ago, he was in the hospital.
It's insane.
And to be up on stage doing it, much respect. Mad respect.
Absolutely amazing.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
But then Buck Cherry, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, crazy, I heard their new song off their new record. I'm not sure if the record's out. It might be. I haven't heard the whole album yet, but it's cool. It's not the first two albums, but it's awesome. Most of the songs they played were from the first two albums.
Really?
I recognized every song except because they played the one new one that I had heard too. And they played the same set both nights. Skid Row did, but Buck Cherry changed it a little bit. I like that.
Yeah.
So they did all the ones they needed to play, but cool.
Hey, I wanted to make sure we touch base.
Show the second night in North Carolina, there were this couple standing next to me, and I could not help but overhear their conversation. They're like, "Man, I can't wait to see Sebastian Bach." I looked over. He hasn't been in the band since before all of us were born. They were around my age. I was I couldn't believe what. I thought it was hilarious.
How funny. Yeah.
Oh,
Lord.
Maybe she thought he really was Sebastian. Who knows?
Some people just aren't following along.
Poor Flyer had their faces on it. You couldn't miss it. Yeah. It was cool. I thought it was funny. Maybe we became friends, and I told them about the band and stuff, and they were cool.
Dylan, we still got a couple minutes. I wanted to touch base on your experience at Rockin' Pod in Nashville this past weekend, or 2 weeks ago, whenever that was.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. It was a pleasure to be there. We were there with Native Sons. We did a little radio skit with Jam Sessions Radio. My buddy Jim, he's awesome. He was actually at the North Carolina show. That was funny. We ran into each other. It was cool. I met Eddie Ojera from Twisted Sister, and I met all of Twisted Sister previously in 2009. I was a little kid, and he was the only one that wasn't there because he had hurt his back or something. He was in the hospital getting surgery, and it was just ironic that he was the one that was there. I got to meet him. I told him the story. He's like, "Oh, that was cool, man." Yeah, it was great. We met Banger's Ball. What's his name? Ricky Rockman.
Yeah,
that was cool. Got pictures with him. He's actually coming to New Jersey on his next tour at the Starland Ballroom. It's up north near New York for them. Yeah, it was great. We made a bunch of connections. I got this little puzzle. It was a Shield from I forget what year Destroyer came out, but Kiss is my favorite band, so I got the puzzle, the album cover and stuff. It's 500 pieces. I'm gonna put that together one day. But there's a bunch of little shops, people selling their records and artwork and stuff like that. There was a whole bunch of radio stations and podcasters and there. It was great, man. You guys should totally go.
Yeah, we definitely want to go there next year. It'll be amazing. Yeah, I saw a lot of things on Facebook and oh my gosh, what's his name from Danger? Ted Poley. He was posting a lot of things. He was out there. And then Tough. Stevie Rochelle. Was doing a lot of stuff out there. So be really cool. Man.
Great. I know some people that had some tables, so I can get you connections like that. So
well,
nice.
we had Chris, the organizer of Rockin' Pod, on our show about a month before. So we got the preview, and then we just got the post view. So
we just found out about it way too late to actually make it.
Right.
Yeah, there was definitely no way for it. No chance to plan that in a 3-week span.
Right.
If only.
Yeah, that was before we booked that the month before we went. Kind of happened. We were just like day in, day out. We got a bunch of shows, and we left 3 weeks later.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, Rocket Power is awesome. Though. And they, Native Sons had their own table. We were chilling out with them, meeting people. It was awesome. Their drummer was selling his artwork. He drew this like picture of Queen, like with their faces and the title of the band, and drew a picture of Jimi Hendrix playing guitar. Man, it was crazy. He gifted them to me and my dad. I was like, wow, thanks, dude.
Wow.
He's a really good artist.
That's insane.
Really cool.
Like Brady from Native Sons.
It's definitely something we want to try to make sure we hit up next year for sure. So
Oh,
hopefully
yeah.
we'll be there. Hopefully you'll be there.
Yeah,
That'd be
hopefully.
nice.
Dylan, is there any other big points that you want to make sure we throw out there before we run out of time?
Watch our music video for Catch a Break. So I know we saw a clip of it here, but go on YouTube and watch it, man. We have a whole bunch of new t-shirts on our website. Go to ZenoraMusic.com. Check them out. It's awesome. We're in the works on making 2 new music videos now. One for the song Backyard Party. We're going to be filming that this summer. And then we'll do another one before next year happens.
Outstanding.
Right on.
Outstanding.
I'm in the works on writing the script for him right now. And with the last music video we did, Catch a Break, it was kind of a next level compared to the previous music videos we had. It was more of like a movie, like an actual music video, not just some guys with their guitars with a camera in front of them. So that's cool and all, but just some type of perception that's made when you see a production,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
aspect of like even with our live shows, we've been working a lot on how do we make them better? How do we make it more than just us on stage playing our songs, looking cool? Got to be something else. So it's always about being bigger and better than you were before. Growing. That's all we like to do.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you so much. And definitely don't be a stranger. And anything you got going on, just let us know, man. And pop in anytime, message us, just hit us up.
We'll do. Thank you. And same for you guys, man.
Awesome.
Dylan,
Thank you.
Dylan, stay in touch, brother. I love you guys.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on the show. I would love to come back and do it again, maybe with the whole band next time.
Right on.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dylan.
Rock on. Thank you, guys.
Right on.
Later, man.
Peace out.
Right. That was Dylan with Zenora, just finishing up the tour. Went from the East Coast to the West Coast, played the Whiskey, and came back and went to Nashville. So not bad for the first tour. So awesome guys. Awesome guys. Hey, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Got all
Gosh,
of them.
yeah, it's good to see everybody. This is good stuff.
There you go.
Let's get a break.
You got all us
Yeah.
East Coasters on the show tonight, huh?
What's that?
Did you got all us East Coasters on the show tonight?
Right on. Right on. I love it. I love it. So I just want to take a minute to kind of introduce ourselves. I'm Randy, and I'm in Oklahoma City.
Good to meet
I'm
you.
Ashton. I'm also in Oklahoma City.
And I'm John. I'm in Topeka, Kansas.
Awesome. Well, on our end, I'll start. I'm Ian. I'm a singer for American Jetset.
I'm Jeff. I'm on the drums, and I am currently in Washington, D.C.
Uh-oh. What are you doing up there?
Living there.
He's at a Trump rally.
Yes. Yeah, I just ran right over here.
I'm Kevin. I'm on bass.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, it's awesome to meet you guys, and thank you guys for joining it at such short notice, man.
Yeah, of course.
Like I told John, I was like, man, these guys are awesome, and just landed them last night.
Wow.
I was checking them out, and they're amazing. They're amazing. These guys have got some shit going on. So we want to know everything that you guys have going on. So what's in the chamber for you?
Oh man, we started the year off recording. We came off tour at the end of the year last year. Coming back from the West Coast, playing with Stephen Piercy, and that was incredible. we went right into the studio to record our new record, which is called Love Kills, and released that on Valentine's Day. And then it's sort of been, shot out of a cannon since. We've been preparing for our tour. This year will be the biggest tour we do. We're doing East Coast and West Coast, and then we're off to Europe for the first time, and back again to do some other East Coast and then West Coast stuff again. So tons of things going on. And we just announced yesterday that we were going to be playing with Mike Tramp at M3 at the VIP party. So pretty cool year so far.
Oh, yeah. Sounds amazing.
Yeah, not bad. Just your. Oh, that's some good stuff. Good stuff.
And can you let Mike Tramp know he needs to hit somewhere near us in the Midwest while he's here too, please? Thanks.
Yeah, I'll let him know. I'm writing that down right now.
I've been keeping track of his tour dates because I did see him the last time he came through a small town gig.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he'll come through somewhere. And I was like, he's not close.
It's interesting because, when this band actually started as almost like a bunch of guys that got back together to play music again. And then we sort of created a bucket list of bands we just wanted to play with. Right. And there were some, the big ones that are on there, Guns N' Roses. We eventually ended up playing with Steven Adler and some other things. But White Lion, I would have had at the top of my list. I just took them off knowing that we probably never get to do it, and then here we are doing this show with them. And it's a dream come true for me.
That's really cool. That's amazing because we've seen him a couple of times when he does these acoustic thing where he goes out and it was so cool. The first place that I saw him was at a little bar, and he came walking in the front door, carrying his guitar, and just kind of walks by everybody, gets up there to the stage. I was like, that's Mike Tramp right there.
Like, hold up.
It was the weirdest shit that I just blew my mind.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was so cool. I mean, you could see him out there in the front of the bar pulling shit out of the trunk of his car. I'm like, this what?
If it works.
But
so I popped
looks
in a little late.
Oh no, you're good.
I'm not sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Still clear.
Yeah, sorry, I got stuff going on in my studio, so there's some noise going on in the background. You might hear some drums and stuff, but I wanted to pop in for a few minutes and not the whole thing, but definitely wanted to pop in and say hello. I don't have a cool background like Ian and Jeff have.
Right. You're not represented at all.
Part of my mixing room.
Weren't you guys just on another interview just about an hour ago?
We were on. Skins and I actually recorded for broadcast with 97 Underground. They're out.
Oh, okay.
And we did that interview last Friday, and it broadcast on Monday, and then I guess it's rebroadcasting again on Saturday. But
okay.
Yeah.
Which gave them plenty of time to edit it, thank God.
Well, sorry, there's no editing on this.
Nope.
It is what it is.
What you put out there is what they're picking up, boy.
Way to do it live.
Hell yeah. Right. Hell yeah. Just like being on stage.
That's it.
No pressure or anything.
No, it's all good.
So how did you guys? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Randy.
No, you.
I was gonna say, I also say you guys are gonna do a show with Enough's Enough, coming up at the Whiskey.
Yeah, 2 weeks from tomorrow, actually.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that close? Holy crap!
Yeah, I know, right? It's almost April.
Yeah, it goes fast.
I know. We go out there a few times a year, and the next time we actually go out is going to be direct support with Andy McCoy from Hanoi Rocks. And we're going to be doing a few more West Coast states at that time too. So pretty excited about that as well.
Are you guys planning any across the states type tour, or are you just doing one-off shows back and forth type stuff?
We're actually going up and back on the East Coast, and then when we hit the West Coast in October, we'll be going up and down the West Coast and or inside the country a little bit. We might, for instance, we might be heading to Arizona. Those dates actually aren't completely fleshed out yet. That's the part of the tour that's a little further away. So our agency, also, by the way, Zenora's agency, will be fleshing those dates out over the next couple of months.
So
But we really want to get to Phoenix for sure.
So Ashton asked me before we even got on, he goes, do they know each other or do they have the same promoter or anything? I'll go, no, I don't think they do. I think they're just randomly just come to find out.
We played, I think we played a show with
once.
them one before.
We did play with them. Yeah. We played with them with Kick and Valentina, actually.
Yeah.
I think they opened that show in Delaware.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
But they work with the agency we work with is Eric and Jen Jake. Eric is from the band Wild Street.
Right.
Right. So they formed a small company it's a management and booking agency. They serve really as a booking agency for us, and they're doing a kick-ass job. We actually end up handling all of our own marketing and all of our own promo and PR, but they're doing a really killer job on the booking end.
Right on. And that's tough. That is really tough to get the logistics right on a tour. I mean, there's a lot that goes behind that. And there's a lot of things that are just out of your control. I mean,
100%.
I'm gonna do that shameless plug again real quick because you might be able to tell over in the corner my Wild Street back
Oh, there you go.
But Eric is going to be here on Tuesday for a show, so
maybe they need to give us a discount for all this advertising.
So I'll definitely mention the fact that we had two of his bands on here with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Eric's an old friend. I've known him for, what was that, 2009?
Yeah.
When I met him, and we've been friends since. He rolls through Topeka once or twice a year, or tries
Very
to.
cool. Very cool.
So
Yeah.
It's been a long time with me and him.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, awesome. Well, I know that Zenora is playing background. They're doing shows with
Right.
them. Supporting them.
Yeah, and Dylan was just telling us he's performing on one of his new tracks for his new album.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Cool.
We didn't get a lot of details, but we got a little bit out of him. For
Right. We got a taste.
He kind of hesitated, and then he was kind of like, "Yeah, I can tell you."
Right. He's like, I'm already here, so might as well just keep going.
So, how did you guys come up with the name of Black Hearts and Bloody Bruises? What's behind that song?
What's behind the song? Well, the whole record is really like four slices of a single relationship, and that song is, and if you think about it in like chapters, the way we kind of look at them as the chapters of a book, and so that is the bondage chapter.
Okay.
And then there is the revenge chapter. There is the murder chapter, and then there is the mourning chapter. And so that song revolves completely around a BDSM theme, 100%. And if you really dig into the lyrics, it's pretty obvious, pretty quick.
Right. And I just love that it was released on February 14th.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Well, we actually sent Valentine's Day cards to all of our fans, and when you open it up, it's just a big bloody heart that says what was it, exactly what I just laid out. It says bondage, murder, revenge, and mourning.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Right.
We love you.
And we have these.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, that's
Oh,
it. There you
dude,
go.
that's awesome.
It's perfume.
Oh my goodness.
That's
Love kills.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is sweet.
It comes in a little cup.
Oh my God. That is awesome, actually.
Yeah, we definitely wanted to go darker with this record. We wanted to get even heavier. I mean, we're not a heavy band. We've been playing with your Sunset Strip nostalgia bands for a while.
Mhm.
And our last record was a little bit of a tribute to that period. And this time we wanted to bring in a lot of other influences that we had from the 90s to include a little bit of electronica and things. So this record infuses more of those influences, and a byproduct of that was it being significantly heavier and thicker and bigger. So that's kind of where all the theming came from too.
Really cool. And the name of the EP is Love Kills.
Yeah.
And it's obviously you're going to have another video out for the next song, correct? You guys working on anything like that?
Well, if you haven't seen it, we actually did we put together a horror movie based on the song Final Girls. It has none of us in the video. It's literally just a horror movie. So if you look up Final Girls, the movie, you can find that on our YouTube channel or other places online. But we are actually shooting a video for Kill Thrill City sometime in the next couple of months after we get back from this first leg of the tour.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's good stuff.
So for anybody out there looking for that perfume to buy, where is the one-stop shop to go find all your stuff?
Website. I mean, AmericanJetset.com or the record label is bigcurvemusic.net. But everything is all on the AmericanJetset.com website. Very easy to find everything. You don't have to go fishing for much. It's all right there.
Perfect.
Yeah, links to our store, links to our Spotify. Please add us to your playlists. We love that.
Right on. Yeah.
I think Randy has a little bit of a playlist queued up for a little 30-second clip.
All right.
I might have something. See what we can get going here.
Let's do it.
Man, I'm getting slower and slower.
Please, it's time to let go. Black hearts and bloody bruises. Your world won't be the same again. Keep cussing, now you're losing all the pain you once neglected. Day in, day out, anytime at all, I'm in your head again.
There you go.
Good stuff right there. That's some
thank you,
good
man.
stuff.
Let's grab my guitar and start playing along.
You should. You should.
Right.
It's all right, man.
Yeah, we always welcome some live jams.
Absolutely.
Come
Oh,
on
that's
now.
sweet.
We would love to hear you shred on that right now. There's worth a shot. He's not going to do it though.
He does not.
He's like, that takes me hooking up, getting everything ready. Nah.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're in a studio. I mean,
Yeah.
Anyway, I should
That was
probably
actually
back
one of the
down there.
advantages. We thought, hey, if we're doing these on Zoom, we might be able to get some bands that are going to play some acoustic for us or do something like that. Just I love it. I loved how things can just happen.
Oh
You
yeah.
never know.
Right.
I can make a sandwich. I mean, we could do that.
yeah.
Exactly. It could
That one
happen.
sounds pretty nice, actually.
Sandwich.
That's so fucking rock and roll. Oh my gosh.
But guys, I should probably I gotta probably get back into the studio, and I got a band down there working on some stuff. But I just wanted to definitely pop in and say hello. And
That's awesome. Thank you for doing so, man.
All right, Skins.
We appreciate it.
Dear brother.
I'm glad to do it. Sorry I didn't have more time available, but we'll do it again soon, I hope.
All good. Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right.
It's Friday.
Absolutely.
All right.
See you,
And
Skins.
All right, dude.
Kevin joined, so he can take my place. All right, see you guys.
Needs more hair.
Later, man.
Oh my
There we go.
gosh.
All right, now we get
Then
to
there
talk
were
shit
three.
about
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Now we can really, yeah, you're right.
I mean, we're still live, so
If you can watch it later.
Yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be real uncomfortable.
Yeah. So Skins is the newest member of our band. He joined about a year ago. We had another guitar player that was with us since about 2018, but his joining was a revelation for our band because we had to really adjust for the last guitar player that we had, and it was not ever super ideal, even though we were relatively successful that way. When Skins came in, it was just like, holy crap. I mean, it was 100% perfect match. It's been amazing having him in the band ever since.
I thought the point was to talk bad about him, not praise him.
That's true. Yeah. Well, okay. He did have to ask me what time this call was about 4 times today. So there's
there it is. I'll take it. But I bet that's a huge just weight off your shoulders, having someone that like, it's like, okay, we're getting a new guitarist, and he's just like seamless, perfect, done.
I mean, it was, he showed up to rehearsal. None of us had ever even met him. He showed up, killed, I mean, straight through. I mean, there was no audition. I mean, we knew of him.
We actually announced him in the band before he showed up that day.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we just knew, we knew it was going to work. And thank God it did, because that would have been really fucking awkward. Hey, you're in the band. And then he, oh shit, forget that.
Was it one of those things like when you're in grade school and stuff, and this one kid gets a guitar for Christmas, and then you're like, man, we got to let him in the band because he's got a PA. He's got a studio, guys.
That is true. He didn't have that.
He didn't have that. He didn't have that last year.
Listen, that was not that. No,
we were a different one.
We actually still rehearse in a Bach to Rock of all places, which is like a kids' music school down here.
Yeah.
So we're not getting any benefit out of that studio.
We were able to troll for his stuff a little bit on some of the stuff that he's already produced. Especially he did some stuff with his, I think his ex-wife's band, and he was doing it in his studio, in another studio, and so we were all like, is this the guy? I think that's the guy, doing this kind of stuff. And then when he showed up, we were helping him load in, and we're looking at his gear. And then he had this little blue bag, and we're like, okay, what's in the blue bag? And he pulls out like beers and little whiskey bottles and starts.
He's like, I heard you guys like bourbon, and he just got it.
And he was like, we were like,
all right, you're in.
And best friends.
I mean, the dude, he brought a cooler to his very first practice with us. So it's kind of bold, but awesome.
He knows how to nail an interview.
Yeah. That's it. And also we didn't know until right before he came over that he was also in a late 80s band that was doing quite popular on the East Coast. What were they? City Fix?
City Fix, yeah, they were from Baltimore. And
God's Play.
Yeah, so I go back to the same time Skins does in this area. Actually, Jeff does too, but his band used to play these 3 or 4 places. Hammerjacks, you may have heard of, world famous Hammerjacks.
Mm-hmm.
They used to play there, and so when I found that, I was like, well, I'm just going to ask him to join because I've seen him play before. I mean, he's
right.
And his band, Race the Rat, they're a local band, and I heard their material, and his playing was amazing. So it was a no-brainer, man.
Yeah. Thank God he wasn't a dick.
Even if he was a dick.
It's been a year now, so hopefully we would have found out.
And we've traveled quite a bit, so it's
Well, you could do that Godsmack thing. I remember a few years ago we were at Rocklahoma, and this bus pulls up, and somebody goes, "Yeah, that's Sully." We go, "You mean Godsmack?" He goes, "Oh no, that's Sully."
That's hilarious.
The rest of the band goes in a different bus, and Sully has his own. I was like, oh wow.
Oh no, it's all of us and our road manager in a fucking RAV4 when we're on the road, dude. Where we can rent.
I was in another band that toured quite a bit, and I was just telling somebody about this. We toured one year in a Ford Explorer, and we weren't supposed to be towing a U-Haul trailer with it. It's like against their rules. And we're going into California. First mishap was going into California. The whole trailer tipped and almost took us over a bridge.
Oh shit.
Right. Anyway, move on from that. We're on our way back. And this Explorer is so packed, and just, it's the most infuriating thing in the world to try to get one bit of sleep. So we pulled over at one of these at a truck stop. I grabbed a couple of blankets and I laid across the actual the towing device, the hitch, and I up against the thing, and I went to sleep on it, and that's how bad it got.
Wow.
Hopefully Skins won't drive me out back onto the hitch.
No, but yeah, I mean, a lot of our road gigs have been flyovers. So, there's, we just got to bring our guitars and, a little bit of drum equipment and stuff. And it hadn't been too bad. So we're going to find out pretty soon what it's like to go up and down the East Coast and how we're going to do that. So, but, whatever, we've all done it before. So it'll be fine.
Right.
That's exciting.
Although I really do just love showing up with my, cymbal case and some sticks, and the drums are already on stage. Awesome. I mean, I love my own stuff, but you can't beat that.
Right. No tearing down, just the cymbal.
Yeah, no loadout.
Right
Oh
on.
God, I gotta take my cymbals off.
Yeah, that's like the lead singer. Yeah, I'm getting mine. Takes his mic stand.
Right.
Yeah. Well, at least ours also plays guitar, so he's always, pulling these tabs around and bringing 2 guitars on the road. So, yeah.
So, who are you guys listening to these days? Either just for your pleasure or maybe for inspiration?
For me, I mean, I listen to a lot of Tom Kiefer. We played with him a couple years ago, and so I'm still riding that last record he did. Their drummer Jared's a really cool dude, and sound of that thing is amazing. So I'm still hanging with that.
Killer.
I have a record label, so I pretty much only listen to the bands on my label because I have to. I like them obviously because they're on the label, but right, we've got about 15 bands on the roster. So if it's music, I'm usually like, listening to the masters or stuff like that. But it's been all styles of music. We got a stoner rock band, I got a funk band, I got a goth band. It's all of that. But currently right now, I listen to bands like Clutch and, stuff like that, some heavier groovy stuff. But it's pretty much been the same. I mean, it's always 80s, man. It always goes back to the hits, man. It always goes back to those records. No matter what I'm currently listening to, it's always going to turn back to Shout at the Devil and Master of Puppets. And it's always going to happen. So yeah, I mean, that's always going to be in rotation for me.
Yeah, I dip a little bit further back into the 70s myself. Have a little Zeppelin influence in me, and I think I like a little bit of that stuff. So a lot of classic rock is usually on my playlist. But then again, it starts always creeping up a little bit, and then I'm back into the 80s again too. So living it all over again.
I love it. So how do you guys take all that and wrap it up into your own songwriting? Do you guys, how do you collaborate and what goes into your writing sessions?
It's that guy right there. It's like Brady Bunch. Let me look down. It's that guy.
Sometimes it starts with somebody goes to pay the parking meter at the studio and they come back and a song's written, and it's like I was gone for 3.5 seconds.
Right. He says that just like the bass player.
Ian's a songwriting machine. I mean, literally, we were chatting one night, coming up with the idea to have the band, and a week later, he was like, "Here, I demoed these 6 tracks," and I'm like, "These aren't demos, dude. You mastered this. Like, this isn't. They're done." He just, when he gets on a roll, man, he's like, I have an idea for a new album, and then he sends me a folder of 8 songs and the artwork for the album already.
Funny.
He's like, "This is the idea," and I'm going, "What the fuck do you need me for?" No, and then then we put our own stuff in and go in and record it. But he brings us complete songs. I mean, it's no joke.
Wow,
it's the greatest situation I've ever been in.
Well, I mean, there's a couple. Go ahead, Kevin. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, he's a marketing machine too. We talk about. He was saying how, Skins was announced being in the band before he was even actually in the band. It's kind of how it started as well. I got an email and, I got an email from Ian. He's like, "Hey, you want to help me out? I want to come into the studio and lay a couple bass tracks down. I got this new project." I was like, "Okay." And I'm asking my wife, and she's like, "What's the name of the band?" And she Googles it. And there's a picture of Jeff, Ian, myself, stolen from Facebook somewhere. He put sunglasses on me, and then a stock photo of a singer that he got from somewhere. And then he's like, She's like, "Oh, you're already in the band." So
He didn't know if he
I
was
was
playing
like-
guitar, bass, or what at that point.
I called him up. I was like, "Sure."
Might as
You know.
well at that point.
True. Yeah. But in terms of songwriting, though, I think we all kind of have a sort of general understanding what we want to sound like. And I think that we kind of suss some of these things out. Like if I bring demos in that no one likes, I mean, we're not going to do those songs. And there's been several of those actually. So it's not like I'm just bringing in everything and nobody's really kind of putting a stamp on the thing of approval.
Right.
And but also the other thing, I was doing this interview with Skins the other day, and he was bringing this up. The thing that the band doesn't really, maybe they don't see as much as I do, is that the demos that I bring in, they're just sort of like these lifeless, one person in a vacuum kind of deals. And once the band gets on the recordings, it's an entirely different animal. So even though structurally they may be the same, they're completely different in the vibe, right? I mean, everything just changes. And in fact, Kevin played saxophone on the record, which is on the 4th song on the EP. And so he even got to like spread his wings on that a little bit too. And it's the second time we've done it. And this was a bigger piece. And it's been one of the big sort of kind of dark horse hits, if you will. It's the song that like a lot of the magazines have mentioned on the record. So huge surprise, but I think everybody had a major effect on this record, a major effect on it.
Awesome. So I am so excited for you guys. I really am. I mean, the year you're going to have.
Oh man, thanks a lot.
I'm so glad I found you just out of nowhere. No.
Well, Tom's doing something. We know that.
Well, I was just like, you guys were another one of those where I was like, where have these guys been in my life? I don't get how I hadn't seen you guys yet, and especially being with Eric. I was like, dang it.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
But yeah, so excited for you guys and everything that you guys have going on, and really just hit us up when you have a video out or you guys want to get something out. If once you start the tour, if you guys want to come back on, just hit us up, man. Just we'll
Awesome.
bring you on. We
Thank
love
you
it.
very much. Thank you.
And Jeff, you have bands out on your label. If you want them to come on, like get us in touch with them.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
we got some killer bands, and it's just been that kind of thing where all these bands were out there around this area. So the record label is called Big Curve Music, and the Big Curve is what they call it, where DC, Maryland, and Virginia meet. So it started out as a regional thing, and we had all these bands, and so many bands just kind of gave up. They're like, okay, we released the shit on Spotify.
Yeah.
We're not going to make CDs anymore. We're not going to do any of this stuff. And none of them were, properly publishing anything. And so I approached them. I was like, let's get this all together, So, so my business partner and I did that. And at the same time, Jetset was, going and putting out stuff. So, we launched the label with Jetset. So, and it's been going great.
Yeah. If you
send you
have, send us some bands, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'd love to have them.
Awesome.
We grow through you guys as much as we can help you grow through us. Did I say? I don't know if I said that right. It sounded right in my head.
It.
That was close.
Yeah, dude, I get it.
I think the point is understood.
I think I've seen that movie before, and it was a little awkward, but
A for effort.
That's awesome.
It happens. My thoughts get ahead of myself sometimes. I don't know.
no, thanks a million for having us on. I really appreciate it. And I'm guessing this goes up on a site, and we'll promote the hell out of it.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah,
That's
I should have it all edited tomorrow morning, and I'll have it off to Tom probably by 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, awesome. Man. That's great. Oh, we'll be all over it. And band is a marketing machine. We will have it everywhere.
You guys, you guys all about Rocklahoma then, I'm assuming, right?
We've been about a lot.
Yeah. Every year I'm just like, I swear to God, it's like when they put out their lineup in like 2007, 2008, 2009, I'm like, yeah. And then every year I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Not my taste of some of the bigger bands they bring in.
There's a lot of question marks
Yeah.
each year. There really is. It's like,
But the whole resurgence of the band Kix all came from Rocklahoma. I mean, that when they played that in, I think 07 or 08, it brought the band back. They were like, yeah, this is it. And then, and then M3 and all that.
Yep.
But I think had it not been for Rocklahoma doing that kind of show, I think that they would just be doing a reunion show every 5 to 10 years like they had been. So, I'll always thank Rocklahoma for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have Rocklahoma to thank because that's how we met, actually. That's how.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Have you guys ever talked to Scattered Hamlet? They
Oh, yeah. Joe's good friends of ours, too.
Those guys are badass. I love those guys.
I think they're actually going to be here in town in Oklahoma City here real soon.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad they're back on the road.
Yep. Yeah, we interviewed Jode how it is a few months ago.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, I think we've been trying to set something up with them, but we're never in the same place. And
exactly. And they keep moving. They were in LA, then they moved to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they were in Pennsylvania, and that's when I thought it could happen.
Exactly. And then now they're down in where are they at? South Carolina? I mean, no, it's south of that even, I think.
No, Jode, he's in some bunker
Alabama,
somewhere.
Alabama, I think.
Southern Alabama.
Yeah.
Well, they're scattered.
They're scattered.
They are scattered.
Exactly.
That's hilarious. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Really, I mean, seriously, 100%. Get a hold of us when you guys have anything going on, because we would love to promote the shit out of you. Just hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up through Tom. Just hit us up.
All right,
man. Look for friend requests in about a half an hour. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Great to meet you all.
All right, man.
You guys
have
too.
a good one.
All right. Bye now.
Oh.
All right, everybody. That was American Jetset. We started off with Zenora. We're just killing the East Coast bands. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Those guys got it all going on out there. I normally have some random little notes, and there were some that I meant to write down today, but I didn't actually go get my paper and write it down, so I don't have any notes wrote down. But there was a couple other important things. I was like, oh, I need to talk about this tonight, and I was like, well, shit. Other things came up, so I have no other notes in case you guys had anything. Go for it. Oh, there's one thing. Maybe sometime in the next show or two, we might have some giveaways. We might give away a free shirt. We might have some CDs. We don't know
a free shirt,
but we're gonna. That's not how that works.
Hey, you miss every shot you don't take. So
this is true. So if you've hung out and made it through the show this far, now you have a heads up.
Yeah. So within the next couple of weeks before our next show, we're going to be putting it out there on how you can maybe win something like a shirt.
Yeah, perfect. All right, Randy, take it down.
All right.
We bang your ugly friends too.